I'm just going to apologize to the cricketing janta over here.
He is the one who's going to win me tournament and matches. I would love to pick him in my 15, but there is no slot available. But I guess that the Indian selection committee have moved on from everything should not depend on IPL performance.
Of course.
I think India hasn't done well in World Cups because.
All right, Sabah. Then we'll come to the main point of this entire conversation, which is the T20 World Cup, right? First, if you can help me out with your most practical World Cup squad. And guys, the reason I say most practical is because I told Sabah that we'd also give him the opportunity to go absolutely left wing. But this is the most possible one that the selector in Sabah is going to give us.
Okay, so let's start from for a World Cup squad, you can only pick 15.
Correct.
All right. So let's pick the first 11, then we'll fill in the reserves.
All right.
Okay, so starting with Rohit as the captain, Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal. Number 3 is Virat Kohli. Number 4 is Suryakumar Yadav. Number 5 is Rishabh Pant.
Oh,
Number 6, number 6 is Shivam Dubey. Okay.
okay.
Number 7 is Jadeja. Number 8 is Kuldeep Yadav. 9, 10, 11 are 3 pace bowlers. So it's Bumrah at 11, Arshdeep at 10. I'm left with 9. 9, I will go with T Natarajan.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. A lot of food for thought there,
Okay,
Sabah.
and then why?
No,
This is a
no.
very. I mean,
No,
the
no,
only thing is
I'm
number of
happily
choices
surprised.
for the third seamer.
Huh.
The number of choices for third seamer, but I think I like what I see of T Natarajan. So as I told you at the beginning of the chat, there
Right.
are 1 or 2 slots which are left open, and that depends wholly on the IPL performances. So I think T Natarajan for me. So there are 2, 3 contenders for the number 3 seamer. One is T Natarajan, the other one maybe Mukesh Kumar. Because he's already played T20 internationals for India. So I think between these 2 selectors, we'll opt for one. Because I have picked T Natarajan because he's a left-arm seam bowler and he seems to be in very good form.
Okay.
तो 11 हो गए.
हाँ जी,
अब
फिर 4
अम, अब तुमको 4 लेने हैं. उसमें एक एक्स्ट्रा स्पिनर हो गया, रवि बिश्नोई जो इज माय स्पिनर.
Okay.
Okay, then one more top order batter. I think I'll go for Shubman Gill at this stage.
Okay.
Team seamers, I'll pick Hardik Pandya. Okay, then I'll pick Rinku Singh.
Okay. Let me come to you first for the wicket keeper because you've picked Rishabh Pant. And now I'm very happy with that pick, but honestly, there's been so much conversation around which wicket keeper to take, right? Because we have quite a few who are playing the IPL. And one person who's been performing phenomenally well is Mr. DK. Right?
Yeah, but
or there's also Sanju Samson,
but I think
who's also got that.
Yeah, I know, but for that, for number 5, number 6 slot, there are only 2 contenders. One is Rishabh Pant, the other one is DK, and I would prefer Rishabh Pant because he is the one who's going to win me tournament and matches. DK, he has been tried before, and I think picking DK at this time would be a backward step for India. So we need to move on.
Okay. What about Sanju Samson?
Slot nahi hai uske liye, Supriya. I would love to pick him in my 15, but there is no slot available.
Okay.
Yeah, because number 3, if you pick Virat Kohli, number 4 is Sky, where will you play him?
All right.
That is why.
Okay. Question about just recency of form because उसकी हमने इससे पहले बात करी थी. एक है पंत because वो उतना खेले नहीं है. And this I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from. The other is Sky because he's also coming from an injury. Blowing hot, blowing cold. I know he's also a foregone conclusion. Sky को तो include करोगे आप squad में. But does that give anyone a second thought even even a little कि यार अगर किसी और को रख सकते हैं कि consider करना चाहिए या नहीं, because Sky is not giving a consistent performance so far.
No,
नहीं.
no, zero chance. You have to go. I think if for India to win the World Cup T20, Sky has to fire. If he doesn't, we have no chance.
All right, I'm just going to apologize to the cricketing janta over here that I even suggested something as blasphemous, but that's I was like, because we touched on recency of form.
See, Surya Kumar Yadav is your best T20 batter in the world as of now. I mean, at that position, number 3, number 4. There are others in contention as an opener, like Josh Butler for that matter, Travis Head for that matter. Josh Butler more so because he has done this for a number of years. और उसके अलावा, if I look at the middle order, I see he's the only one. I think India hasn't done well in World Cups because in some big matches, Sky hasn't scored runs. But I think for India to win World Cup, not only Sky, the others also have to chip in. But I think it's more important for Sky to get you runs.
All right, Sky, if you're watching this, just please pour, okay? All right. One person I have
Downpour.
Anji?
Downpour, I said.
हाँ बिल्कुल cloud burst हो जाए वैसे वाला.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned Bishnoi, yes, as a backup spinner. No mention of Yuzvendra Chahal. And the reason I bring him up is obvious. First one to get to 200 wickets in the IPL, another consistent performer. And what I love is सबके सब constantly बात करते हैं कि RCB के घर पर, if there was one player who was able to take wickets, even though that's a batting friendly pitch, is Yuzi. Why is it that he's not only in conversation among, just the general banter also, much less between the two of us?
No, I'm sure his name will come up for discussion. I mean, he's been a fabulous bowler. There's no doubt about that. But I guess that the Indian selection committee have moved on from Yuzi Chahal. And I think they are backing Ravi Bishnoi. Ravi Bishnoi played all international matches in the past season. और उसने बहुत अच्छा किया है against Australia, against Afghanistan. Although I think IPL, as I said, everything should not depend on IPL performance.
Of course.
Because IPL is a different concept altogether. You have an impact player. And I think when you play for India at the national level, there are some certain changes. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आपने एक प्लेयर को बैक किया इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में, उसने अच्छा किया है, तो फिर कोई बेसिस बनता नहीं उसको ड्रॉप करने का. अनलेस के वो उसको फिर से आप खिलाया वहां पर अच्छा ना करें, ये तो जबरदस्ती हो जाएगी उस प्लेयर के साथ, जहां तक मुझे लग रहा है.
So a question.
इसलिए I would persist with Ravi Bishnoi. Plus, he's a fabulous fielder. Because जब उसको मौका मिला था इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में सुपर, he has not done so well. That is why they went for Ravi Bishnoi. It was not that Ravi Bishnoi played before Yuzi. Yuzi was a regular bowler along with Kuldeep Yadav. Because Yuzi didn't do well for India at the international level, that is why they went to Ravi Bishnoi, who has done fairly well for them. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Then I have to ask about Pandya as well, because of everything that's happened around him. He's, for whatever reasons, he's not really been able to perform with the bat or the ball so far. उस चीज को कंसिडर करते हुए आपको लगता है कि there's no one else we can take as an all-rounder?
No, I've got Shivam Dube in my team. I've got 2 all-rounders. I'm still backing my all-rounders, and I expect if Hardik Pandya doesn't get into the 11, at least Shivam Dube can bowl 1 or 2 overs. But I still feel that there are about 7 to 8 games left in the IPL for Hardik Pandya, and he's such a fabulous player. He's an incredible talent, and I think we need to back him. Yeah, I mean, and you are in any case looking for to have good batting all-rounders. और उसने bowling करना शुरू कर दिया, पिछले मैच में उसने 4 ओवर डाले हैं, 30-35 रन दिया है. I think that's what you need, because he will always be your 6th bowling option. So that is why I've kept him in the side, because I still feel that there are अभी 2 महीने बाकी हैं. No, करीब 1-1.5 महीना बाकी है वर्ल्ड कप के लिए, तो ये समय मिलेगा, ये टाइम है अभी हार्दिक पांड्या को just to strike form.
All right. And then conversely, if we look at the sides that we're going to be competing against, this is purely a fun kind of space because I keep fretting about it. Have we created Frankenstein monster? Not only one, like multiple, by giving so many people a platform in the IPL. So, for instance, Pat Cummins. He'd never
Hmm.
captained a
Hmm.
T20 side before. He comes over here and now he's done the fantastic things that he has with the Hyderabad side, right? तो
Hmm.
उनको जब आप
Hmm.
देखते हो यू
Hmm.
रियलाइज अच्छा हमने इंडिया बुलाकर ये मौका दे दिया नाउ ही इज मैनेज टू
Hmm.
exercise and flex his muscles. So he's going to go back doubly lethal. Yes, he's not the captain for Australia, but he's still going to be in
Hmm.
that side, or he's probably going to be able to influence that side to some extent. Not to mention people like Travis Head also going to travel back. So
पर ये पहली बार नहीं है ना सुप्रिया, ये तो सालों साल से होता आ रहा है.
correct,
एंड आई थिंक इट इज फाइन. आई थिंक इट हैपेंस इन मोस्ट ऑफ द लीग. अब जस्ट बिकॉज इंडियन क्रिकेटर्स बाहर वाली लीग में नहीं खेल पाते, इसका ये मतलब नहीं है ना कि दूसरे प्लेयर्स को वहाँ मौका नहीं मिलता है. जैसे बिग बैश हो गया, चाहे वो इंग्लैंड की लीग हो गई, चाहे वो पाकिस्तान की लीग हो गई. हर जगह हर एक तरह के प्लेयर्स जाते हैं खेलने के लिए और वहां से सीखते हैं. उसी तरह से बाहर के खिलाड़ी यहाँ पे आके यहाँ से बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं. पर हमें भी तो बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. हमारे भी तो डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर्स खेलते हैं दिस एट दिस लेवल, सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ लर्निंग फॉर अस. So I think that's fine. I think, and then I also feel that we also need to at times sit back and look at the larger picture. And the
mm,
larger picture is we need cricket to grow globally. And I think the only way it can grow globally is to have this kind of exchange of talent and exchange of ideas.
I thought you were going to say is for it to go to America. Because it's
वो तो जाहिर है.
जी, जा रहे हैं.
Hmm.
All right. So then, Sabha, you want to give me your most audacious team because the last time India won the T20 World Cup was also the first edition of the T20 World Cup back in 2007 when I think
Hmm.
India did something very
Hmm.
brave, right? That's when they picked up all these youngsters. None of your usual suspects went, and these guys came back home with the silverware. So if you think someone
Hmm.
could be given that sort of liberty and say, yeah, जिसको जो like imagine you woke up today without really knowing cricket, you just watched who's performing how, and you could just pick people up. Who would
Hmm.
you take then?
मुझे ये लगता है कि जब जैसे मैंने कहा ना कि मतलब T20 एक ऐसा फॉर्मेट है जो बहुत जल्दी इवॉल्व कर रहा है, वेरी रैपिड. और ये इवोल्यूशन जो है इतनी इतनी जल्दी जल्दी हो रहे हैं कि उसको पकड़ पाना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. हाँ, कई सारे प्लेयर्स के लिए. वो हमारे साथ भी हुआ है, इंडियन टीम के साथ भी हुआ है, अब कई और टीमों के साथ भी हो रहा है और हो चुका है. हाँ, तो उस मोल्ड से निकलने के लिए हमें ऐसे प्लेयर्स को चुनना होगा जो मुझे लगता है कि जो ना ही केवल इस करंट जो एवोल्यूशन है, जो रैपिड पेस है, उसके साथ वो भाग भाग सकें और आगे वो खुद जो एवोल्यूशन का हिस्सा बने, या दे कैन बिकम द टॉर्च बेरर्स. हाँ, तो इस लिहाज से अगर देखा जाए तो कई सारे यंगस्टर्स हैं जिन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा प्रभावित किया है इस साल आईपीएल में. और ये सिर्फ मैं रिसेंसी देख रहा हूँ इस वक्त.
Right, right, of course. So that's a
हाँ,
given.
तो अगर उस लिहाज से, या तो उस लिहाज से अगर देखा जाए तो कई सारे चेंजेस अभी हम देख सकते हैं इस टीम में. हाँ, तो या सो वन कैन रियली गो ओवरबोर्ड फॉर दैट मैटर.
Acha, can
And pick a
I
side
field
which
a
is,
few names because I can get away with a lot of
yeah,
stuff,
please.
right? So,
Yeah, please,
so for
please.
instance, I would honestly say make Bumrah your captain,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because he's someone
Hmm.
who's a certainty.
Hmm.
किसी से
Hmm.
भी जाके पूछ लो.
But that's the least of India's worry. Captaincy is the least of India's worry.
I know, but then it also
Yeah.
goes with
Give me some
the
more names then.
understanding कि आप किसी को captain बना दोगे तो then that slot is also booked, right?
So give me some more names then.
Okay, very nice. Now you're putting me on the spot. Uh,
That is the easiest.
so open with, and I'm going completely with recency. So this is going to be, I think this will
Hmm.
probably get some of the IPL nerds very happy. So I would say open with, let's say, Abhishek Sharma, because he's done phenomenally
Okay.
well. And what I really like is that he's been
Okay.
able to hold his own, right? There's Travis Head
Hmm.
opposite
Hmm.
him, who's got far more international experience, who's also,
Hmm. Hmm.
displaying incredible batting. But,
Okay, so let's do one thing, Supriya,
हाँ
because
जी,
we're running out of time.
हाँ जी,
Let me give you my 11.
अच्छा,
Okay. And then सिर्फ 11 भी चुनते हैं, ठीक है?
ठीक है,
And let's be audacious. Okay.
ठीक है,
So
हाँ,
I'm
be
picking Yashasvi
audacious.
Jaiswal. I'm picking Yashasvi Jaiswal. I'm picking Abhishek Sharma.
ओके,
Two openers.
ठीक है,
Okay. Number three is Sky for me.
काय, ओके,
Okay. Okay. Number four is Rayan Parag for me.
ओके,
Okay. Number five is Rishabh Pant for me.
ओके,
Number five. Okay. Number five and number six can be a floater. So number six will be Shivam Dubey for me.
ऑलराइट,
Okay. Yeah. उसके अलावा is the same
ऑलराइट,
because you don't have too many options in bowling. One or two changes you can always, bring in. Maybe in place of Jadeja, you can think of. But Jadeja becomes very useful because he can also bat and he's a brilliant
करेक्ट, या,
fielder. So I would still go ahead with him.
नो एब्सोल्युटली,
So
एंड
I
प्लस देयर इज
think
अ
the
मेंटल
biggest
fortitude
change,
also.
yeah, yeah, and the biggest change, I mean, if one has to make, it has to be in the batting section. And whether you make Bumrah, whether you make Sky the captain, I mean, that's not so important at this stage. I think Sky lead कर चुका है India को T20 में. He has done well. So I think he can be a very good option.
All right. You know what? There's this constant conversation about what do you say to young aspiring cricketers कि उन्हें bowling कैसे how do you motivate them to be bowlers? Right? I recently read this one story where apparently Piyush Chawla completely dissuades his son from even touching a ball to be a bowler. He's like, you're not going to be a bowler. You're only going to bat. But just the
Yeah.
fact that you said your bowlers remain the same in your most probable 11 to the most audacious
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
I think that's all the motivation anyone
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So true. Yeah.
All right. Sabah, thank you so much for giving
Okay.
us time.
Such a pleasure, Supriya.
And
Yeah.
been so nice to have you here.
Yeah. Great. Really enjoyed this.